So today I'm going to be talking about the GoldenEye device from Factory Entertainment. Factory Entertainment creates pieces that are intended to be recreations of movie props. So this is from the movie GoldenEye, which is one of my favorite James Bond movies. And the reason I'm doing this video now is because Thanksgiving's coming up. It's just around the corner. And I watch GoldenEye every Thanksgiving. That's how much I enjoy the film. I got into this tradition, I don't know, years and years ago. Of the Pierce Brosnan movies, this is so far ahead of the other three. For me, it's ridiculous. In fact, the other three I don't really watch because they can be entertaining, but if I'm choosing a James Bond movie, they're well down on my list. But GoldenEye I watch every year. It's not a perfect film, but none of the James Bond movies are. There are a couple things in there that kind of make me laugh. These are just a couple of small criticisms. One of which I'd heard someone else talk about, or other people talk about, and one I've never heard anyone talk about. The first thing is the opening portion, which is brilliantly done. Starts off with James Bond at the what is it? At the bridge, or the dam, and I can't remember the name of the dam, but he rappels down, and then from then on you see him going down, 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 whether it's down into the bathroom or downstairs. And once he gets all the way down, he finds himself at the top of a mountain. So that's always been funny. And I will say that the stunt, the final stunt, which is James Bond launching himself off a mountain in order to catch up to the plane, which is now dropping, the green screening on it was pretty bad. And James Bond has a tradition of the films of using practical effects, and so that one was not great. The opening is great, but that portion of it I didn't think was that great. The other funny thing, the thing I always found funny, was the ending part at the cradle, and they find this gigantic satellite dish, and the implication is the bigger the dish, the better the signal. I don't know why. He uses this gigantic dish, since a giant dish is used to receive signals, not send signals. So I don't know why he needed a giant dish for the to communicate with the GoldenEye satellite, you would have thought. But I guess it's much more exciting than having somebody sitting around in a small office with a computer operating the GoldenEye satellite, sending a signal to explode. So this is obviously the device that operates the GoldenEye, and it's stolen by Ourumov and Onatopp. And so there's the two keys that they use. So obviously, and these keys are metal. Okay. And so the stand is obviously created by Factory Entertainment in order to display. Now, when I first got this, my first reaction, well, there was a few reactions. First of all, that looks like it's just a CD in there. So it's got like a glass faux gem, and then I think that's just somebody plopped a CD in, blank CD probably. And you can see, you know, the kind of the light playing off on there like a regular CD. And then this thing, and I was like, what in the world is that? So this right here, when you pull it off, unfortunately, it's not on rails or anything, and so it's kind of metal on metal, and will scuff, and then that's where you put the batteries in. So close that up, and then operate it, and then it lights up. So it looks better, obviously, in a darkened room. But in the movie, it does light up. So I was like, wait a second. I don't remember. I remember this being a smooth surface all the way around, not having this plate bolted on. And so I tried to look up online pictures of the GoldenEye device, and it was quite difficult to find. You know, it's hard to know what to search for, but I couldn't find anything with this. And Factory Entertainment talks about how they pride themselves on film accuracy. I'm like, is this really in the film? And so the scene that features this device the most is the scene in Severnaya with Ourumov and Onatopp. And so I'm watching it, and I say, okay, this thing is not on there. It is a solid piece. And I'm like really disappointed. Like, why would they bolt this or, you know, put this thing on? Yeah, I know they want the batteries. And then I finally saw it. I go, oh, wait a second, there it is. Because he was holding it, but I don't know if he was holding it at one point like this so that you couldn't see it, but it didn't look like that. So my suspicion is that they created two for the movie, one with light up features and maybe one without. But there it was. When he places it in the case, you can see this piece on there. So it looks like at some points it is not on there, and at some points it is. So what they do is when they're stealing this, they place it in a case, and then you can see for just a little bit this piece on there. So this is apparently film accurate. Based on what I saw, it is film accurate. It's nice and heavy. This is a very heavy piece. That's heavy metal. You can see it's all lit up. My reflection in it. I try to avoid that, but I didn't put the plaque on. I'm so anal about that. It's like, well, if I put the plaque on, so I don't know. I sit there and I think someday I may sell these. I can't keep them forever because, you know, I'm not going to live forever. So I don't know that I want to pass on all of this stuff to my children. I don't know what they would do with all this. My kids have no interest. My daughters have no interest in James Bond. So I don't know what they would do. I don't think they would really have any value. It would hold any value, at least not emotional value, because I don't think they've ever watched a James Bond movie, unless I'm sitting there watching it and they just happen to. But this was a lot less than, I can't remember the cost of it. I'm going to say like $2.99 or something, maybe $3.99. I can't remember. It's a lot less than the GoldenEye. I'm sorry, the Golden Gun, which was I think $7.99. That was expensive. But this is one of three Factory Entertainment James Bond props that I own. Yeah, I'll probably bring it out when I watch GoldenEye and Thanksgiving, and once again, pay close attention when Ourumov is putting the GoldenEye device in the case. And go, oh, yep, there it is. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it has to be on there. I mean, I'm sure that there's a way that you could make it look more seamless and put the battery in. But if they're going for film accuracy, I guess this is what would be film accurate. And I guess in the film, they don't really care about scuffing. So they just kind of brute forced it on there. It will come all the way off, but I don't like to take it off. But anyway, that's the GoldenEye device. It's a pretty cool, and I think it's... I didn't really look at what the availability is on the secondary market, because I'm pretty darn sure it's sold out on Factory Entertainment, but maybe sometime I'll look and see if it has appreciated in value. So that is the GoldenEye device from Factory Entertainment.